Good evening, RPG Limit Break. Welcome to the quarterfinals here in the 2024 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Tonight we're bringing you two individual Game 2s. Up top we have Angel FM with a 1-0 advantage over Ziggy. On the bottom we have MetalDream versus Nimanva with Nimanva at the 1-0 advantage. Hi everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Sneaky the Lost. How you doing, Sneaky?
Oh, I'm doing great. I can't wait to see this. The stat spread that they've got is rather interesting here. Minimum strength, but they do have a hurt spell, so that should be able to maybe close in a couple of early kills to be able to get the ball rolling. At any rate, this is going to be core semifinals, so if somebody does make it here, they will be progressing on to the finals. Otherwise, well, this will be the end of their incredible journey.
Yeah, just quarterfinals still so far. We're not quite to the semis, but yeah, we're definitely progressing. And I mean, we're in the final 16, and these guys have been no joke. Both the races for race one for these two individual races was fantastic. We had a grind fest last night with Angel and Ziggy. Metal and Nim was who could get to the armor first. Metal, man, I think he got it in 2 minutes on a hero walk. But yeah, tonight they're all doing the same seed individual races. That hurt spell absolutely will be bailing them out, and we'll see what the king blesses them with them here in a few moments.
All right, yeah, we cannot wait to see this start. This is definitely going to be a great match. All of these runners are well known within the community. Very, very good runners, all of them. So it'll be great to see how these races are going to pan out. Just do keep in mind that these are two separate, distinct races that are going to be going on simultaneously. They do have no impact upon one another.
Absolutely, and we've got countdowns in the race room, and we see some live action here. So King gonna blurt out some words no one ever reads. All we're interested in, what's in these next two chests, because we know that third chest is a key. Well, I don't think we're gonna have an issue finding the armor tonight. Chest number 2, urban armor.
All right, so right off the bat, the best armor in the entire game. Heals you 1 hit point per step you take, immunity to barriers and poisonous swamp, which we start off in, so just as well, with an early cave right near there, which is the Jerk. So that's good to be able to write down on your list of things to remember.
Yeah, we got a staff cave with, as soon as we get a harp, we'll get a staff out of this dude. And we have a town to the east.
Ooh, Drakeemas with Dragon Lord 2 breath. Ouch.
Yeah, so Ziggy finds out about some spiciness while Angel and Metal have no issue taking down their Drakeemas. Meanwhile, Nimanva's got a Wolf, which is double that amount of experience. So we're going to get some levels here fairly quickly.
Courage and wit have served thee well. Thou hast gained the next level. Power 29, response speed 10, hit points 29, magic 10, heal and return, because we just bumped immediately up to level 4.
Yeah, so that level 3 to level 4 jump is giant for power, which is 25 as we're seeing on Angel's side, another 22 HP. Very, very big, and it's not going to take long to get a few levels here for these guys.
Yeah, and of course, with an early heal spell, always a great thing to have for your sustain. Does put a lot of things, and that is the Great Mall of Cantlin there that we just found, too.
Yeah, it's a fantastic location to have nearby. 3 different shops if you have keys, 2 without. But, you know, at this point, not much cash in hand, no real value as of yet, but it's nice to know where it's at.
Yep, not only that, but once you get access to keys, you also get access to the coordinates in the back from the old man, because we already have the armor that makes you immune to those barrier tiles.
Absolutely, and meanwhile, we got Ziggy deciding to push out a little bit here with his resources dwindling. Does find another town here to the southeast, and it's Hawksness.
Yes, the town of Hawksness. Never will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. And a third town here. Oh, that's back to Cantlin. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just due south of Cantlin here. So fairly interesting start here so far. Kind of surprised at the hold up on XP coming, because everybody's kind of just trying to find things. But here we go. We got level 5 from Angel. Another 0 strength, 7 speed, 5 hit points, and I believe 5 more MP. Interestingly, MetalDream deciding to try and preserve the gold, does walk back into town to take a top off at the old man there. Does take a think some people were talking earlier about 25 seconds full go around. Well, while that wolf on MetalDream side's a juicy enemy, that blue dragon angel is a little more than we can deal with right now. So he's gonna find a free return trip back to the throne room.
Well, not exactly free. It's half the money in your back pocket, but you know, it's a trivial price to pay from time to time.
Yeah, that's a very fair statement. Yeah, he's definitely charging us, and he takes the extra on top too. If you're at an odd number, he's gonna say, you know, I'm skimming off the top. Well, right now everybody's just kind of settled into this grind in these enemies. There are some fantastic enemies here. Angel's getting the next level here momentarily, and we'll see level 6 coming in with 1 strength, 5 agility, 10 more hit points, 26 magic, and the big spell there is Hurt More along with Stop Spell. Well, this one's off to the races. They gave us armor. They gave us a way out of that 5 strength start. We're getting a heal spell early enough. We now have Hurt More at level 6. We know Hawksness is nearby, although I believe still only maybe Nimanva saw that. We'll see if the others make that. Yeah, Angel's going to see it momentarily.
Yeah, he's already heading down there. Ziggy is also heading down there. Star Wyverns have DL2 breath, apparently, so that's a thing. But with the big booms on tap and, of course, immunity to Stop Spell, this Star Wyvern is going to be going down for Ziggy.
Yeah, buddy, and just east of Hawks is Garenham, so we have a ton of locations nearby. Angel heads out of Garenham, finds Hawks here as Metal takes a DL2 death to the Drakima, and what is our spike tonight? It's a blue dragon.
That's actually potentially doable. I mean, 2 Hurt Mores, if they land, will take care of this critter.
Yeah, you're looking at about a coin flip here for him to land. He's hit 1 of 3 though, and is going to get sent packing. We'll see how much he wants to push that, and if the others decide to head down there here in a moment. Looks like Ziggy is going to go ahead and get some minor herbage going on here in Cantlin before he pushes out, and levels are going to start flowing with this Hurt More. We just saw level 7 here, 4, 9, 10, 12 on Nimanva's side.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With Hurt More on tap, you've got like Axe Knights, you've got Star Wyverns, you've got, you know, all kinds of critters on tap worth 100 to 150, 180 hit point or experience points a kill. So we're gonna start seeing some levels flying here.
Yeah, absolutely. And hilariously enough, Nim, not aware of the blue dragon in Hawks yet, just actually killed a blue dragon on the overworld doing a double Hurt More.
They are certainly doable if you can get the Hurt Mores to land, and they are worth 180 experience points. Angel, meanwhile, dealing with an Armored Knight here with these Hurt More spells, does manage a double tap and take it down.
Yeah, it's a big 172 there, so yeah, we can start seeing the levels going crazy. Nim just got another level, 06, 27 more HP. Look at that, 117 HP at level 8.
You know what? I could definitely see a certain necklace being relevant to this discussion.
No, absolutely, and it can kind of feel really jetty really fast. The one thing I've been watching is the strength is still kind of mellow. The other thing is just where is everything going to be located? We have a lot of locations nearby, but something could be fairly far out or, you know, behind some red dragons. So we'll see how this all goes.
Absolutely. Of course, the other thing is you never really know what the other stats are going to do. You could see a stall out, or you could just not get heal more until 16, and things might stall out, or you might have just a wonky map where you have one area that looks like a dead end, but as it turns out, it was critical. I've seen that happen before in this tournament, so, you know, you never know until it happens.
Absolutely, and Angel comes back down here to Hawks, is successful at double Hurt More in the Blue Dragon, finds the Erdrick's token underneath it, so gets one of the first of the 3 plot items necessarily to finish this seed, as we get Ziggy joining him here as well.
Yep, and Angel going after this blue as well. You could say that it's something of a plot token?
Zing! I love it. Angel runs out of resources, goes ahead and takes the Death Warp here, just shy of level 9. So, and that top race has a minor experience point lead. Ziggy, though, is going to go work on trying to get his token right now.
Well, at least it's not made out of wood, then it would be an oaken token.
Meanwhile, MetalDream goes north and west and comes across a cave. So we'll see a new cave location here, and it's the top of Swamp. So we're at Swamp North.
Now, interesting, is he going to check that that spike tile there, because there could be a potential grind here as well.
Yeah, and we definitely don't want to have to grind this blue dragon. So he's hoping that it is something that we can grind, and it's a Stone Man. This is the Beta Kappa Omega Strep Dream Blue Dragon versus Stone Man grind, aka find something else.
Oh man, you don't love to see it if you're actually racing, but it does make for some entertaining content. Stone Men are quite possibly one of the worst things you want to see on a tile. They don't really give that much experience points, and they are just a pain to slog through. Meanwhile, the Blue Dragons, as you said, it's basically a coin flip to see whether or not you hurt more lands. You need 2 of them to land, so that's a real resource drain.
Yeah, buddy. Meanwhile, here we go. 71013 and heal more, which is huge right now with all this HP for Angel at level 9.
Yeah, with Healmore, I mean, we still haven't seen what the map has to offer. We still need to find the staff and the Stones of Sunlight, and we still need to find Jerk, so it's not completely free, but it does back into Garanham.
Yeah, which gives you a nice free key, some gold, and a second key. You know, here's 2 keys and some gold to go buy more keys. Metal looks like he's just going to instantly go back. Meanwhile, Angel getting keys the more traditional route finds Rim. Everything is nearby start.
That also gives the possibility of a gold grind glitch by backing into Garanham like that. You pick up those 3 chests, you can engage the gold grind glitch and potentially get yourself that silver shield that I saw in the Great Mall of Cantland First Store.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what MetalDream's thinking here, because he just instantly went right back down and is going to go over here and let a Stone Man kill him real fast. And we'll see if there is gold in the treasury back in Tangible and if we can take advantage of that. Should be interesting. Meanwhile, Angel's going to get us a check of the chest here in Rim, while Ziggy's checking what's in Cantland, and it's just an herb.
2 keys for an herb. I think I've heard that one before. Abbott and Costello. Can I get 2 10s for a 5?
Well, the Stone Man, we were just talking a lot of smack about the Stone Man, but it has Stop Spell and Hurt, so it is an extremely nerfed Stone Man. The problem is it's still a coin flip at best on Hurt More, and we really don't have a way to kill it via physicals yet.
Yeah, with an attack power 39, you are damage broken. So you're doing 0 or 1 point of damage at most. So yeah, that's the problem with the Stone Man is they have a lot of hit points and they have a lot of defense, and they don't really have a way of getting through that at the moment.
Yeah, and the issue here is Metal wants to take a Death Warp, and now, because the Stone Man is not going to play ball, really hasn't found anything else here that's going to kill him. This zone is full of baby enemies, so unless somebody has a surprise DL2, he's not going to get it.
Oh, okay, I am corrected in chat. Apparently you are not defense broken against Stone Men at 39 attack power. You roll 4 to 9 points.
Yeah, Stone Men have notoriously low defense. They're just, they're bulky, and like you said, the 155 XP that they give is not great value for the fight that you have to put them through.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
So this is interesting. We got 2 of our runners with keys here. We know it's a single continent because Metal backdoored into Garanham, and Garanham is a screen and a half away from start. So we have a single continent situation, tons of locations nearby. No one's checked the Tangible Treasury yet, which is surprising. And we'll see how this all plays out.
Yeah, we still have yet to see the 2 big dungeons, Mountain and Grave, so it'll be interesting to see where they end up and what might be in them.
Yeah, so Jet on paper initially, still nice, but the Jet's going to definitely slow down tremendously just based on having to find a grind, most likely in the overworld. And additionally, just how far is our exploration going to have to take us, since we know it's a single continent. There's no shortcuts across the map.
Both very excellent points. I think right now the winner will be decided by who finds the more efficient grind and who gets their laundry list taken care of first. So we will see. Or right now it does seem like Nimanva has been pushing out, doing some more exploration. Metal almost exactly on the same tile, found the same enemy no less.
Yeah, that was a troll guard golem there, both right before that bridge. So Ziggy here, he backdoors into Garenham, is also going to get a free key, a couple free keys and an herb, or some gold. And now Metal finds the actual key town, is going to go buy some more keys. Never did up it beyond the 2 that he started with.
Yeah, you never want to use your last key unless it is to get more keys, because running out of them is always a pain.
Well, Angel's going to join on the top race. He's going to join Nim in the bottom race there with level 10. Came with the outside spell and very nominal stats otherwise. So not much happening at 10, but we're getting a lot of the early exploration pieces handled here. We'll be real excited to see people go back to Tangible, see what is in the treasury, see what's in the basement, get over the Cantlin, see if we have cords, and what they are and how terrible they are, hopefully.
Yeah, I could potentially see them doing a Hawksness grind, because the Hawksness at least has some decent sized enemies. Not necessarily the spike tile for the blue dragon, but things like the AKs and stuff might be worth going after.
That's a possibility. So far, treasury terrible.
Herb, there it is. There's the gold. So we do know for a fact that a gold grind potentially does exist, and I'm looking at these stats. The one thing that I'm not seeing a lot of is strength at the moment.
Yeah, it continues to be a lagging stat for sure right now. Although, like we were mentioning, the Death Necklace almost assuredly going to be in play. There's no way the game's going to just completely nerf the HP gains at this point. So Ziggy's going to go downstairs, give us our first look in the basement, see which one of our caves is located here. We're still looking for the Rainbow Drop Cave along with a couple other caves, but we got Mountain.
We got Mountain. That's got 5 different chests in it, each one of which could have one of those key items that you will need. However, he opts to not. Meanwhile, Angel actually rescuing the princess.
You know what? He killed the Stone Man. Preemptive is not terrible at this point. Everything's nearby. Although he might go check coordinates before turning her in. Ziggy, meanwhile, is walking out and back in because he wants to have that gold grind available to him. So he's going up into the throne room here. He's cleared the other 3 chests, which he didn't have to do right now, but decided to anyway. And is going to go downstairs, check these 5 downstairs. And in fact, for him, now that he's where he's at, the last 3 chests downstairs will be glitched.
Yep, absolutely. So he might find a gold grind glitch downstairs.
Yeah, and he doesn't know it, but he's 18 experience away from having the outside spell as well.
Yeah, but once you get your outside spell, you could just warp out there. Yeah, I mean, he's in a pretty decent position as far as that goes. The agility stat, of course, as we all know, agility is just a number, but doesn't look really amazing, and a Silver Shield would definitely shore up those defenses. You do not want to accidentally get hit for 51 physical by the DL2.
Yeah, hits can be an issue. Usually at this level of HP, the higher physical melees by the Dragon Lord isn't as big of a deal, as we have Angel kind of doing the similar things to Ziggy here. Ziggy going to eventually get to this chest, keeps running into enemies. Chest 1 coming with some wing action, hot off the presses.
Yep, it's got some Red Bull, because it gives you wings.
Meanwhile, Metal is the last of our runners to get the token. We have the Cursed Belt here in chest 2, so at least one search spot in play. And then chest 3 is gold, so that's glitched gold. Chest 4 is going to be a glitched belt. We don't know what that is yet because Ziggy didn't look. Dragon Scale, unless he bought one, it might have actually been a second belt. He does have 2 in his inventory.
Yeah, that looks like it actually is legitimately a second cursed belt.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, but of course he's getting run blocked by a magician here because reasons. Should have little issue making it around the chest 5 here, and so we got everybody kind of converging here on various things. He got the large shield. This large shield is something that I didn't get to see because he moved too fast.
Yeah, it was a torch.
All right, so a fantastic mountain cave. Literally gave us nothing but the ability to set up the gold grind. So here we go. He's going to go ahead and take a death off this blue dragon. No, he's just going to 8 and 9 it down to death. That's hilarious. So he's going to walk out. He should have outside spell now.
Yeah, and of course, the one thing about the R16 armor, if you're trying for a death warp, you're healing 1 hit point every time you take a step. It's surprisingly difficult sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. He's just going to go up here to this gold chest because it's a little closer. He'll grind this one and then he'll outside. Got the right chest now. There we go. Meanwhile, level 11 coming with the giant spell of Radiant. Now we can see even more tiles at once in a cave if we're so inclined.
Another potential option, depending on how this plays out, would be a foyer grind at the front floor of Charlotte Castle. Those generally have decent experience, as long as nobody has anything too obnoxious. It can function. I mean, the brick tiles are one of the higher encounter rate tiles.
Yeah, it's not terrible for sure. We did see a little grinding in a separate race last night where one of the competitors was grinding in the swamp cave because there was some fantastic early hurt more enemies there. But so this is interesting. Right now, Angel's got about a 500-point experience lead in the top race. However, Ziggy is definitely set for gold. Angel's about to be set for gold as he is now printing his money about 18,000 gold behind. Meanwhile, MetalDream is down into the mountain cave as well after finally checking some stuff back here at home. And Nim is somewhere dark, so I'll just assume he's in mountain cave as well, but we'll find out. Oh no, Nim's going to do his preemptive rescue. Interesting.
Interesting. Now, keep in mind, we've only seen one shop in Cantland. There are 3 there. There is another one that could potentially have something of interest. We didn't see the flame sword in the first shop, but it could be in the second shop, or potentially in the third shop behind the key. So that might actually be a viable option. The best weapon anybody's got right now is the hand axe with Ziggy. Everyone else is either just swinging fists. Their hands are rated E for everyone, or rocking a copper sword.
Yeah, we have a little divergence up top. Ziggy did a full grind hoping for a flame sword here, while meanwhile Angel did enough for a broadsword and a metal or a silver shield. So he knows the silver shield exists, didn't know the flame sword exists. So he went ahead and just opted to get enough for a broadsword if one's running around. Otherwise, there is that hand axe.
In most cases, a broadsword is going to be plenty. With these strength gains, or lack thereof, a little more dicey, but we'll see.
Yeah, buddy. So top.
Well, there's your broadsword right there that Ziggy picked up. He couldn't find a flame sword, but he did find a broadsword.
So there we go. So Ziggy losing just a ever so smidge amount of time on extra gold that may not actually pay off. If he doesn't die, he'll still have that at a different shop if he wants to check. But we have coordinates here. They are 89 to the south, 11 to the west.
Go south, young man.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, we could theoretically reverse single cord count because we have the top available, so we know exactly how far away from the top we are if the runners were so inclined. We know Nim's carrying around a princess right now. He's going to go find out about cords in a moment. Angel's already turned in a princess, so he can just go ahead and start heading that way at some point, and once he gets in the neighborhood, do it.
Yep. Although I would like to remind our viewers, those who may not necessarily be familiar, the coordinates are steps from the castle, whereas with Gwendolyn's positioning system, it is where the castle is from your position. So the coordinates are reversed, which has tripped up runners before, but probably not veterans like these.
We saw in a quarterfinal race last night. We missed by one of these very runners on the top left of your screen. Messed up 6 south, 3 west, and did 3 south, 6 west. It was pretty humorous. All right, so on the right here, on the top right, Ziggy actually trying to set up for this reverse count is counting out how far away from the top of the map he is, and looks like he may want to go ahead and give this a shot for a reverse. Meanwhile, Angel going to go back in the swamp, picks up a free key to replace the one he took. Metal got cash inside the mountain cave, does not have outside yet, so is walking out. Nimanva's got the coordinates here and a healthy 1,000 experience point lead, although with Hurt More, that can turn real quick.
Yep. Of course, most of these runners are simply able to count out something like that. Me? Well, they don't call me Sneaky the Lost for nothing.
Yeah, you know, you found the comm booth, though, and I appreciate that.
Those who can do, those who can't talk about it.
Yeah, that's why I'm in here and not doing a race right now, right? But yeah, so it looks like we're going to start hitting true exploration mode for this seed. We tried to explore, but the game just gave us half the locations within a screen and a half of start. I have a feeling it's not going to be as friendly for the rest of the locations.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the rest of the entire continent, and we still have yet to find Grave. More importantly, we still have 2 key items left over. Now, we do have coordinates that are guaranteed to be in play. We have not yet found coal, either. So there potentially could be something in coal, and there are another 5 checks in, in Grave.
Absolutely. So yeah, we've had 2 curse belts, so 2 guaranteed searches, which we already know with Hawks and Cords. So coal to be determined if it's available or not. But yeah, we'll see what happens. High likelihood that it will be. It's always an 80% chance that something gets placed on a search tile.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what is on these coordinates, because if it's the sword, that could be really interesting for them, because, well, on the one hand, it means they don't have to worry about a weapon anymore. On the other hand, it will mean they have to go a little further afield to be able to find their key items. Likewise, if it is the cursed necklace or the flute, well, some will be more interested in that than others.
Yeah, agreed. Some of us don't acknowledge the flute's existence, however. There's a nice metal slime for Angel. That's his MO, even if it's not his MO, is to not repel and run into metal slimes. And looks like we're getting both.
The attack has failed, and there was no loss of hit points. Oh, there's a hit.
Yeah, this is a very brave metal slime. Even,
and the 2, and he ran. At 2 hits, he ran, of course, because that's what always happens.
Absolutely. One thing I would expect these runners, or would hope that these runners would be doing as well, knowing that your spike tiles are trash, keep an eye on what you're running into this overworld. Try and find where that possibly ideal overworld grind will be. We saw that Axe Knight here, but it's hanging out with a metal slime and a stone man, so maybe there might be a better zone. So you're going to see some of these runners definitely keeping an eye out on specific zones and looking to where they can grind once the end game hits.
Absolutely. Not only that, but just taking these encounters as they come instead of just running from them, because you know you're going to need that experience point sooner or later. You might as well pick it up while you're on your way exploring.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for them right now with no repel spell in hand yet is that they're getting a ton of encounters, things like this slime on MetalDream side that we just truly don't want. Meanwhile, looks like Nim is getting ready to do some gold grinding of his own here. We did get the metals, or the silver, I keep saying metal, silver seal pickup for the other 3 runners so far. And as a reminder for those that may have joined late, this is 2 individual 1v1 races. Up top, Angel FM versus Ziggy in game 2 of theirs with Angel leading 1-0. And then the bottom, MetalDream versus Nimanva with Nimanva up 1-0. All 4 are racing the same seed though.
Now, interestingly enough, Nimanva has been deciding he's going to be doing this fairy water grind while he's got the gold grind glitch enabled, just in case he needs to do any fairy water strats, because he's probably looking at his strength and it's going, I don't know about that strength.
Yeah, fairy water strats, or to be quite honest, just to repel. Since we don't have repel, him being able to repel while he's walking around the overworld would be huge. But here's level 12 for Angel, coming in with, there's some power, 14 strength, 1 agility, 1 hit point, 9 more magic.
Yeah, the magic points is now over 80, so you have at least 10 heal morts in the tank, which is nice to see. Obviously, more is always better, but it's not horrible anyway. Agility is starting to fix itself more or less. Of course, we're still going to need some more strength.
No, absolutely, and that top race is tight as heck. You know, under 100 experience points with Ziggy in the lead for the time being, but it's all going to come down to exploration at this point. Angel is very well known for being able to min-max his exploration on an overworld, so Ziggy's going to have to pull some stuff off here to get his homework done, handled prior to Angel, and get into a grind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wherever the other two key items are, they are somewhere that is not immediately apparent and obvious. So yeah, it's up to map exploration, and Angel FM does have a reputation for being very good at it.
Now, what's going to be intriguing as we see the Northeast is also a barren wasteland. With all those locations by start, there's going to be a lot of empty lands here. 3 of these runners have opted to pick up the Princess, both in the bottom race and Angel in the top race. But Ziggy has the reverse count in play. If that is a required item, which is highly likely, because at this point, outside of the flute, everything else most likely required, that death necklace included, that's going to be crucial for him to be able to pull off that reverse, or that could be a giant setback.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, sometimes it just comes down to zigging instead of zagging and just going the wrong direction because that's the direction you were exploring in. I've seen that be the difference.
Oh, absolutely. We've had, it feels like an extraordinary amount of coordinate issues with runners, even really good runners this year so far. And, you know, coordinates have cost multiple races at this point, so coordinates is very key here.
And we have found Jerk. Or Angel did.
There we go. So Angel has knowledge of both turn-ins now. So it's good info to have. We're not quite there yet. We still need that silver heart. We need those stones of sunlight and go do that swap near start there. We got another cave up here for Angel though. So this is going to be tablet or grave, and it's the grave.
Yep, grave does have 5 chests, although chest number 4 and 5 are a little awkward to get to. Notorious sometimes for having some tougher enemies in the basement where you get 4 chests and then you get sent back, and then there's the painful question, do I go back for chest number 5?
Well, we just got a bunch of answers here. We got the Stones of Sunlight and the Fairy Flute in the top 3 chests here. So that coordinate item, either the harp or the sword or the death necklace. So something that we almost assuredly want. We are going to go ahead and do a dive here, which I can't say I blame him. It's a little bit out here, and additionally, you do have the outside spell, and still looking for 3 things.
Yeah, I mean, there are still 2 chests. That chest at the very bottom, that's where the vanilla harp is, could still have the harp.
Yeah, precisely. Meanwhile, Ziggy, really close to where Angel is located. The big crucial difference, Ziggy is out of MP. And we haven't seen a town over this way, and we know almost all the towns are back near start, so we'll see if that plays into how he goes about handling this once he does find the grave here. It's just west and north a little.
And Angel does run into a blue dragon here, so yeah, not exactly the safest bottom of grave that I've seen.
Yeah, at this point, agility's in a good enough spot. Our defense is a fantastic spot. Meanwhile, chest 4 is just a torch, so no big deal there, but we'll see chest 5 here in a moment.
Ooh, excellent move. Just crit.
Yeah, you love to see just crit strats, and it's humorous here. Ziggy is nearby where Angel is. Meanwhile, on the bottom race, Nimanva and MetalDream are almost in identical spots. Like they're in the exact same area of this map. It's interesting how both of these races have had runners gravitate towards the same area, and it's actually going to be the same area the top race is in, just slightly behind.
Absolutely, it is very coordinated at the moment. Everyone finding the jerk, marking it down on their maps.
Yeah, and let's see we'll have to see what Ziggy ends up doing. Right now, he's not in an optimal position because like there's a great hurt morable enemy, and you want to take advantage of those, and just has no resources at all to deal with them. Everybody else kind of set pretty decently. We'll see if they take the northward turn on the bottom race towards where the grave is located. Looks like MetalDream would be heading that way.
Ziggy found Freebie Cave. There is gold in it. Oh well.
All right, so some gold and replacement of stones, but here's the critical piece for Ziggy. Coal, a top-off, and a search spot.
And 4 steps south of the Bath and Coal, there is the Silver Harp. The third key item required to be able to unlock Charlock Castle, which we have yet to see, by the way. Oh, no, never mind, we just saw it there on Nimanva's.
Yeah, there's Charlock, but the big thing we didn't get out was Angel did make it to the bottom of Grave, and Chest 5 had the big stick.
Ooh, which means coordinates is the necklace.
Absolutely. So Death Necklace potentially required, or at least to expedite your go level here, gives 10 strength at the cost of 25% of your HP.
Yeah, unless we get a rubber band level with like 30-something strength, that necklace is going to be an enormous boon.
Yeah, and we see we're at the bottom of the world here for Ziggy, so he's just got to figure out exactly where to go to pick that guy up. But let's see what happens here. We see Angel finding his way to where Charlock is, so it seems like everybody's kind of coming across the same locations. The only difference at this point is the grave for some reason.
Yeah, once he found the harp, comment in chat, play Freebird!
We can only do a Sneaky and DK rendition, lest we get the VOD taken down.
Yeah, that's a that's a meme. The 3 songs that everybody seems to try and want to play whenever they go into a guitar shop is anything by Metallica. What is it? Highway to Heaven and Freebird.
Yeah, buddy, but big news at level 11. Decent stats across the board. It was 11, 11, 16, 11.
Yeah, that's a good level. I mean, his strength still isn't there, but it's getting closer at least.
Yeah, and interesting, Ziggy knew where he needed to go for these chords, opted to go east instead of west, and has now gone up the east coast. Meanwhile, there's the Death Necklace for Angel, since he had the Princess in hand, and it's right behind Charlock. We'll see if MetalDream picks that up here momentarily as well. So Ziggy's looking for mainly for Grave, which we know is way back right near where he was quite a while ago and to the north. So missing that Grave could be a huge miss for him. Meanwhile, the big miss for MetalDream, at least so far, he did not dive the Grave. He got the stones and the flute off the top, but opted to leave.
Ooh, and we know the big stick is at the bottom.
Yep, so he knows where it's at. Nimanva has not found Grave yet, though. So both runners on the left in their respective races have found Grave at least and have that knowledge. Both runners on the right have not, and we know it's required regardless if you get the sword or not because it has our stones.
And as our runners do that, and oh hey, we have our first fun police on MetalDream's side there. But as we do so, a brief pause for station identification. You are watching the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer 2024 Tournament, the quarterfinal matches. I am Sneaky Lost. With me in the commentator's booth is DK. We have Omega Strap and Shihali running the tracker there. That is not automated. We've got a couple of people behind the curtains flipping switches. High Spirits on the restreams. If you like this stuff and you want to try it out yourself, go ahead and check out the website at DWRandomizer.com. It is a web-based randomizer, so if you get the ROM, however you do that, it's your business, not ours. You plug it in, you get your randomized thing, and you just keep on going. And we also have a link to our Discord there. We are an open and welcoming community. We always love to see new faces, and we'll always love to see new friends, and who knows, we might see you in the next one.
No one can do it as succinctly as you, sir. Nicely done there. So, absolutely. And yeah, like he said, if anybody is interested in doing this, join our Discord. Feel free to do it, even if you want to do it sneakily on your own. It's a fantastic game to run if you like to be frustrated with yourself and frustrated at a game. But we're a fantastic community here, and always like to see new people. It's been blowing up big time the last few years, and this tournament was huge, with 70 entrants in the initial entry.
Yeah, and we have seen some new faces get quite far in the tournaments as well, so it's always nice to see fresh faces.
If you like pain, we got the game for you is very well put as well. So, or if you like to talk math about a game that you never really realized had math, at least if you were like me when I was a kid, it's also the game for you. So here we go. This is very interesting. Again, 2 1v1s like you mentioned. The top race super tight and much further along XP wise than the bottom race. The bottom race also tight on experience. Up top and down bottom. Both sides. Left has knowledge of grave, right has knowledge of cold. So question in the chat, what are the runners' pronouns? If the pronouns are listed, it's because they included it on their application for the entry to the tournament. Others just opt to not have anything. So I'm assuming that would indicate they do not care regardless.
Comment in chat, the spell names are awesome. Yes, well, do keep in mind, this was the very first OG Dragon Warrior game that was ever put out on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Future iterations of this franchise have renamed the spells to something a little bit more creative, but yes, when they were doing the localizations for the English version of Dragon Quest, they just went with heal, hurt, outside, stop spell. You know, simple, informative names that work.
Yeah, and to be fair, they're probably like, you know, the dumb Americans, let's just make it as easy for them to understand what the heck's happening here as possible. And I mean, it works. When you push a button, you pretty much know what's going to happen. Is Angel finds the coal area and officially has completed everything. He's got to do 2 turn-ins, knows where both locations are. So he's going to be our first runner into grind and go in that top race and overall in this squad. And we got level 14. I missed the stats there, and then I all of a sudden saw look at 14 stats. So as soon as those stats come back around, we'll see what they are. But looking like they might be go. Oh yeah. Okay. We have 8.5 million. We have 16 Healmores right now. We have a ton of MP. So we have a ton of HP. Fairy Waters.
Fairy Water strats.
Or I didn't get to see what the strength was, and then I forgot he doesn't have the sword yet, so he's down 12. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Yep.
I mean, with the death necklace and the big stick, that's 129 attack power. That would be what 28 is 14 to 7 range. So yeah, fairy water strats, but it's not undoable, especially with that many Healmores in the tank.
Yeah, and honestly, probably don't even need that with 16 Healmores. I think we're in range with the Healmores period at this point. That's a ton of MP. Agility could be slightly better. We know the Red Dragon and the Armor Knight both seem to just attack. We haven't seen anything special out of them. It'll be curious to see if they end up with another level. It does look like Ziggy is at minimum going to continue to kill things here. Angel not going to be too far behind getting that level. Meanwhile, in the bottom race, Nimanva has taken a slight jump in experience there. It was within like 100 or 200, and he's back up to 500 now. But again, he needs to find the grave, and MetalDream needs to both return to the grave and dive it, and find coal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you know, you've got a runner that has everything they need, except, of course, for the ghost stats, but getting there close. But Charlock is often the final boss, more than the DL2 is, and sometimes you can just get really bad luck. A red dragon blocks you 4 times in a row because why not? And that can lose you a lot of time. So just because one runner currently does have a significant lead doesn't necessarily mean there can't be a comeback.
Yeah, buddy, but here we go. This is the action everybody in chat wanted to see. Ziggy is trying this reverse count. We know he's a little too far west right now. They were over in the swamp when they picked that up, I do believe. So he needs to go to the right a smidge to find the death necklace on the cords. Well, there's the heart for MetalDream. So he's got this piece of homework done. He's gotten the coordinates. Let's see if he goes and gambles on Charlock, or if he decides to go back and dive grave, because he's gotten all other exploration handled.
Now, one thing to note is that if you do not rescue the princess, she doesn't run out to you, fall into your arms, and be taken off, and that saves, what is it, 7 seconds, I believe?
Correct. So, for Hot Toddies in chat asking, do any runners have radishes? It was as if Angel had heard you. Immediately he hurt more the radish vendor. So officially no radishes are alive in Angel's seed.
My radishes!
Yeah, we saw that in last night's race. One runner absolutely went out of their way to get radishes, while the other hurt more the radish vendor, and it was hilarity ensuing. So with 4 runners, I've been bouncing all over the screen here. I did not see did Ziggy get the death necklace? He keeps running in every enemy down here, but I never did see if he picked it up. Oh, Ziggy did the count. Thank you, chat. So that's awesome. So, one less thing there. But yeah, he's still got to get back to grave, and it was just north of that north-south turn across that bridge, coming over from Jerk. So when you come across the bridge from Jerk, if you go north, there was the grave. He opted to go south. Meanwhile, it looks like MetalDream is heading back that way, because that's exactly where he's at. Yeah, he is definitely diving grave now.
Question in chat, where do you buy fairy waters at in vanilla? There are 2 places you can purchase fairy waters at in vanilla. One is the town of Breckenary, home to the 6 Gold Inn. We'll leave a torch on for you. And number 2 is out in Cantlin.
Yeah, the only big difference here in the rando is we have removed the door from the shop in Breckenary. Typically in the vanilla version, there was a door blocking that vendor. But here in rando, we have removed that, so you are free and clear to go buy those at any time you have the gold.
Angel now officially has the rainbow drop and has access to the castle Charlock.
Yeah, and he is 1 to 2 enemies away here from a level, and this is going to get him extremely close, and we'll most likely see Angel make a play immediately to start diving. So Ziggy, at least for the moment, is going to be on a clock here, because while he is really progressing hard towards 15 and maybe a little more safety, he still needs to find the grave, and he is not near it right now, and then still has to do the homework turn-ins. And let me throw this out there, Ziggy. Please use a fairy water for the love of all that's holy, my man. You got all the fairy waters. Repel these enemies. You're getting some terrible encounters.
Yeah, I mean, with the defense he's got right now, he's going to be repelling a lot of this trash that he does not want to run into. Unfortunately, that would not stop him from running into these stone men, but,
Yeah, and he's going to take these here. Meanwhile, Nimanva on the bottom race has decided to turn the correct direction here, going past the Jerk. So after he gets out of this blue dragon, there is the grave for him. So he is only about 2/3 of a grave dive behind MetalDream right now, and they will both have the exact same information at that point.
Yeah, I mean, missing grave. Oh, there it is. Ziggy has found grave.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Ziggy is super close to that level, and I would assume we'll do a full dive here, knowing this is the only place left. He does still have to do the turn-ins. Both of these races are really shaping up to be fantastic finishes here as we're moving into the end game of a very jetty seed so far.
Yeah, both runners are just, I mean, Angel FM has a little bit of a lead on Ziggy, but not really that much if you really want to look at it that way. It could go either way for either race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. And Angel is clearly running from everything, trying to get down here and top off. And like we saw on Ziggy's side, just running into literally every enemy. MetalDream completing his staff exchange here for the harp there. There's the stones and the torch, or the flute for Ziggy. Let's see if he does opt to do the dive here, and it does look like he is, or else he would have outsided. So he is going to eventually get down to chest 5 and that sword, as we had MetalDream do moments ago. And Nim is kind of working his way into chest 4, so he's shortly going to get that as well. And then all these runners will be in pretty much grind and go or go, and we'll see how Charlotte treats him.
Yeah, there was a question in chat. Why is Nim going downstairs if he picks up the stones at the top? Well, he's trying to find that sword, which actually is at the bottom of grave, because there aren't too many other places they could possibly be.
Absolutely. So this is going to be interesting in the top race. We got Angel throwing down that rainbow drop, going to be the first runner in that race and overall into Charlotte. We'll see how friendly and or nasty it is. Again, the red thing's not ideal. We don't have the greatest of agilities, although with the amount of HP, I don't foresee too much terrible issues here for Angel FM, barring, RNG being RNG.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Bite More is one of the worst things you want out of a red dragon. Honestly, anything except maybe DL2 breath is going to actually be worse than just biting constantly, unless you get something like a heal more or a sleep out of it, which we haven't seen. But Bite More red dragons are still bad.
Yeah, they hurt a little bit. But they have some decent defense, as you see here. Everybody's got their silver shield. So question in chat, 89 defense, Green Dragons down is absolutely correct. So we're getting rid of Wizards, the Star Wyverns, the Werewolves, and the Green Dragons. Everything else will still have an ability to show up here. And so far, so good as we move into Zone 2 here for Angel.
Yeah, we're still going to see the axes. We're still going to see the armored knights. We're still going to see stonemen, golems, and, of course, blues and reds.
So now we got MetalDream over here in Hawksnest, almost a virtual experience point tie there for a half a second before that blue dragon went down. So he's just going to do blue dragons here with his, and he doesn't realize it, but he's really close to 2A go level. Meanwhile, there's the sword for Nimanva, so he's going to be shortly behind him, joining in. Does have to do some homework though, and as well as Ziggy getting ready to pick up his sword and then do his homework. Let's see how this all plays out. But so far, very, very, very good for Angel. Although there's a red dragon.
And managed to get away on the second run attempt. Not bad.
Yeah, again, not a favorite by any stretch at 7. I think they were 78 agility, if I remember, at level 14. But yeah, 78 agility at level 14. But with that much HP, you can tank a couple bites and nail your like 40-ish% run.
Yeah, and then of course you can just walk it off because Erdrick's armor heals you 1 hit point per step.
So here we go. Ziggy's out of there. He's getting ready to go do some stuff here. He wants to top off. He's got to get his exchanges done. Did the first one already. Has to pick up that rainbow though, which is kind of on the way down anyway, so it's not a huge concern. Just shy of level 15, though, with that much MP in addition to HP, almost assuredly going to try and get that on the way. But Angel, meanwhile, looked like he's going for a fairy ring play or fighter's ring play.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like he's looking for that fighter's ring. 2 AP is still 2 AP. It's still at given his numbers, it makes a lot of sense because that would put him up from 127 to 129. So you get an extra minimum and maximum point of damage out of that. And there it is, first chest.
Yeah, it was in the $100 chest there. So picks up a fairy water out of the chest here so he can repel further because Star Wyverns were down here, and there we go. We're back off to the walk, and we'll see who our friend on the spike is here momentarily.
Yeah, as I recall, Star Wyverns had DL2 breath as well, so it's just as well we can repel them.
Well, here is going to be time to think for MetalDream. He is going to take a look at those stats and immediately leaves. He is going to be in go mode here, about 1,000 experience point ahead of Nimanva in that bottom race.
Yep, he has an edge, and it looks like it's a stone man that is the bodyguard blocking. No, that was just a random encounter. Okay, the actual guard is a golem. Of course, he has a fairy's flute, so you just sleep and smack strats.
Yeah, so golem pretty straightforward. We don't know much about them, but if he stays asleep, he stays asleep. Meanwhile, Ziggy into the swamp cave is confusing me a little, knowing that it literally leads a screen and a half southeast to where Garenham was from start.
Angel does use a couple of herbs just for safety's sake and walks into the Dragon Lord on full health and MP.
Yeah, so this is looking fairly in Angel's advantage here. We're going to see that Death Necklace placed on immediately. We'll see those stats in the bar there update to 129 attack power. We see that HP drop to 111, but 89 defense, 16 heal mores in hand. Even getting a nice stop spell out of the initial form of the Dragon Lord here. Should be all over but the count. We'll just have to do a little bit of that counting.
Yep, it does go ahead and take down the Dragon Lord at actually higher than current max HP because of the thing. No, 2 points under. So effectively walking into this at full, gets a 13, gets a 9, doesn't get the triple, but does get at least a double.
Yeah, so we're looking pretty good here. MetalDream should be heading in that direction, I assume here. Nim is wrapping up his stuff and still needs a little bit more experience. Ziggy kind of doing the same, heading down that direction right now as well. And both of them have to get their rainbows there, but a little bit behind. Basically a full dive behind Angel at this point for Ziggy up top. Needs Catastrophe to strike in order to stay alive in this race.
Yeah, and unfortunately level 15 didn't really bring a whole lot to it that could really help.
Yeah, it truly was a nothing. 2-2. I don't remember what the HP was, but it wasn't that. Yeah, 2-2-3-0 is pretty not good. So we're keeping an eye on Angel here. I'm sure someone in chat may be counting. I don't have the attention span to do that while trying to watch everybody. Swings have been, nominally in that 7 to 14 range. I mean, they have to be there. It's not possible to have something outside of that. So everything looking good. Still 8 heal mores in play here. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been great rolls, but with 16 heal mores of the tank, I mean, barring a miss menu, this is all over but the counting. And he even manufactured another double there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. A little extra defense does help out if you get a Dragon Lord that likes to do some physicals versus the DL2. So here we go, MetalDream with a commanding lead right now on that left. He's already into Sherlock. Nim's got to do a little bit of a cleanup top off here, etc. Shouldn't be behind him shortly. We got Ziggy in, but get some GGs out in chat for Angel FM. Going to be the winner in the Angel versus Ziggy race. Going to take that Series 2-0 and move on to the semifinals.
And GG to Angel, that has finished in first place with a official racetime.gg time of 0 hours, 55 minutes, and 59 seconds. No, 55:59.
Yeah, just zoomy, and it was interesting. It was like, it's going to be zoomy, and then we saw the spikes, and it's like, it might not be that zoomy, but then go level is level 14, and it's like, we're picking up all this experience along the way anyway, and everything was getting thrown at us, and it's like, we're back on, it's zoomy again.
At the very minimum, zoom adjacent.
Oh, anytime it's sub-hour, it's a jet seed, 100%. Yeah. This rando tends to average somewhere around an hour and a half for your average seed. So finishing sub-hour is giant. So meanwhile, we got Ziggy into zone 3 on his dive. We know that he's going to take second and get knocked out of the tournament, but is going to go make his attempt here at the Dragon Lord. Meanwhile, MetalDream finds a red dragon here and is having a little bit of troubles with it, having to use the heal more now.
Well, I mean, one less heal more in the tank is not amazing, but it is survivable, so...
Yeah, I believe Angel had 5 or 6 heal mores left, if I'm not mistaken, on his end. So I think we had a couple to play with potentially.
Yeah.
All right, Nim finding some fun police in the overworld here is swinging through them. So it looks like Nim is also going to opt to try and pick up level 15 in his walkabout here. He is otherwise ready to start diving. He has everything, including the drop. Ziggy up to the fairy fluted golem here. See if his stays asleep. Nah, his is a little more caffeinated than Angel's was.
It does seem to just be using punch more, but then again, you know, golem does hit like a pile of bricks, right?
Yeah, buddy. So Ziggy's down a heal more as well. But actually he's down 2. He decided to use some repels, I bet. But here we go. He's going to go in 14 and take on his version of the Dragon Lord. Meanwhile, we're joined by the Angel Ziggy winner, Angel FM. GG's moving on to the semis. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good. Like, went by really, really quick. So my first question is going to be, I mean, were Ziggy and I close, or because I see him on 15?
He's in the DL2 fight now.
Yeah, the biggest differentiator in any Jet Sea is exploration, and the big difference in both races, to be quite honest, is you and MetalDream went north when you crossed that bridge and found Grave and handled business and had that knowledge, where the 2 runners on the right went south, missed the Grave, saw a bunch of emptiness in the East Coast before coming back around to find the Grave.
Okay, that's what I figured happened. Like, when I found Grave and it happened to have Sword, yeah, I felt really good at that point.
Yeah, it's been an interesting, it was interesting. You 2 up top were way ahead in experience. As you can see, Ziggy's part way to 16 at this point. He kept coming across all the experience as he went along. Meanwhile, the bottom race has been a little more muted on their experience. But you know, ultimately MetalDream had a slight bit better down there. It looks like he is in a very prime position as well. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, the Seed dumped a ton of stuff on you guys near the start.
Yeah, I mean, the way things were going, like, I just felt like I had to take whatever. I know it's going to annoy some people. Oh, fighting these blue dragons, fighting these stone men. But you know, like, this experience just seems like, you know, I should just waste my MP here, just do whatever.
Yeah, you start with no strength, but you get hurt. You get heal fairly quickly. 3 or 4, I think, was the level, and then hurt more at 6. You had the armor in the throne room. You could either have gotten, it was a single continent, and it was humorous watching everybody get keys. I think 2 of them backdoored into Garenham and got the keys out of the back of Garenham. 2 of you found Rem and got the keys there, and then figured out the connection later. But it was humorous watching it all come together and just kind of shore up. And I think 2 of you preemptively rescued the princess. 1 got it afterwards, and then Ziggy actually did the single cord or the double cord reverse count and picked up Steph necklace that way.
Oh, that's impressive then, because yeah, I just decided, like, at first I thought, because I didn't really see much of the east of Garenham, so I thought, oh, maybe the second continent's, like, where it's at, so I just did there, and it's like, nope.
Ooh.
Alright, I guess,
MetalDream getting back attacked by DL2, so he's not going to get a double, he's only going to get a single. Not really going to change the outcome too much, barring a mismenu, but that's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens, and I think we saw an Angels fight a couple. How many doubles did you end up with?
Like 3 or 4. Like,
yeah, I knew it was a few. We'll see how that plays out here. Metal's swing so far a little light. We'll see if that turns around on him.
And yeah, I mean, GG Ziggy rolling in.
Yeah, get those GGs out for Ziggy. Played very well in both of these races. Last night's was a slog. This one, the actual opposite of a slog. 101.22 official time.
Yeah, just what I was gonna say real quick is that, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I got the fire string, just to bump up the min, up the max, just in case. You never know, you know, how this game can be sometimes.
Yeah, this game's never trolly, is it?
Well, I mean, given that it was an odd number, it did bump you up both 1 max and 1 minimum damage, so.
So in this bottom race, we have Metal well into this Dragon Lord fight. We'll see how it continues along for him as Nimanva has started his descent into Sharlock, is about to hit Zone 2. And we're joined in the booth by Ziggy. Let's give it a second here, see how this MetalDream fight goes, and then we'll see how your impressions of this race work. So again, as I noted, I do not count. There's no way in heck. We have seen a few doubles here now as well here, and some decent rolls in the later ones here. I've seen the 3 or 4 straight double digits. So seems like we're probably in a decent-ish position here. 4 heal mores left in the tank.
Yeah, he's got this, barring a miss menu. I mean, it's a low hit point Dragon Lord. I think it's like 150 something hit points.
I hit 151, so it could be possibly.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of narrows it down, doesn't it? Well, 2 heal mores to go. Here goes the second to last one. We'll see how it finishes out, but again, we assume that he is in a very strong position. And there it is. Get those GGs out in chat for MetalDream. Is going to take tonight's race and stay alive in that heads-up match versus Nimanva, moving to 1-1, and that'll force a game 3. All right, Ziggy, sorry for the whole dare.
No problem.
How are you feeling about this one?
The thing is, I was feeling pretty good about it. I felt like I found things kind of quickly. The thing is, I slowed down a bit to get gold grind, but it seems like Angel did as well. I ended up exploring in the right direction fairly quickly, except I found the sword a bit late. I honestly don't know. I feel like I maybe... Well, I grinded 1 extra level as well, which... well, I felt like I could maybe get Repel at some point, and it just never happened. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really okay with how I played it. It just turns out Angel had a much better go of it, winning by 5 minutes.
Yeah, and like I was explaining to Angel when he came in, I think the biggest differentiator between, for both winners versus the 2 losers in these 2 different races is when you came across the bridge from Jerk, you and Nimanva decided to go south and found the area all down there and went east, and that whole dead end along the east where both Angel and MetalDream went north, found and located Grave. So once they went south and found coal, they knew there was nothing else to find at that point, basically. Angel did do the full grave dive at that point, though, as well, and had everything in hand.
Did he use a debt necklace? Okay, he got the debt necklace as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
I
the
got
only
everything.
one to do the chords with the reverse count. Everybody else picked up their Gwalen.
Boo.
Look,
So
I
you
got-
might
look,
not have won tonight's race, but you won Aaron to U2's heart.
Good.
Look, I can't count 6 south, 3 west. Okay, so I need the princess here.
And I called that out, too, for you, just so you're aware.
I
So we
appreciate
were,
that.
we were 22 from the north, so it was the 10th spot from the bottom. So you go up 9 and then you just explore from behind Sharlock. It wasn't too difficult, this one. I just wasn't sure it was the west wall, and then I had confirmation a little bit later that it was the west wall. So yeah, so I ended up... The thing is, if I found Grave first, I don't think I dive because I get out of the jerk area with 0 MP.
And that's what I call that. You were in a bad spot because you had no MP. I think Angel was like 80-something MP. We have Nim into the Dragon Lord fight. And additionally, we had tonight's winner in that MetalDream Nimanva fight. Coming in, moving it to 1-1. How you doing, MetalDream?
I'm absolutely shocked that I won this. I blundered at many places. But I'll
Yeah, you
take
did.
it.
You only bonked twice. You bonked 4 times. Come on.
That's not important. What was
I'm sub 20 and I'm super happy. You two are like bonking 6 times with the both of us. The both of you. That's in.
I blundered the start real good. I went into Swamp and then I went in Garenham, and I always forget that I can gold grind when Garenham's attached to Swamp. And I even wrote it on my paper. I was like, all right, I wrote it. I remember. Let's do it. I saw the silver. Let's get everything. And I go on that Stoneman, which was absolutely nerfed. stat spell and hurt. I think I wasted my entire MP tank on him, trying to kill one Stoneman, and I failed. So I had to run and get out of there, heal, return, do some exploration, and then like 10 minutes after, just realize that it's a one continent and it's right next door to start. With hurt more, I'm like, I'm done. I'm cooked.
I'm glad you brought up this Stone Man, because that was the one thing I wanted to ask you about, because that was an absolute hilarious battle to watch. And I knew what you were wanting. You were looking for that death warp, and then, like you said, it was so nerfed. You had a better chance at dying to the Spectre, I think, than you did to the Stone Man.
I think so too. What a gigantic waste of time.
Yeah, I ended up setting up the gold grind and mountain, which was decent. The thing is, I didn't know, like, I could have hit the wrong chest by setting it up in Garinham, so I didn't want to chance it. And, like, I just did it in mountain when I noticed it was very, very fast, because at that point I was sure it was going to be a jet seed.
I had no knowledge of mountain. I learned that last, like in that whole area, because I went through swamp, I went to Garinham, and then I went south and I found Brecon Rim, got keys, and I went up and went Hawksness, went through swamp, did all that whole shenanigan, and then I walked to the castle, and that's where I found mountain. I did the gold grind like you said with a gold chest down there.
So, yeah, I didn't even see it was one continent, actually.
And, okay, so that makes, because at the end I was like, why is Ziggy walking through swamp when Garinham's like a screen and a half away from start?
I had no idea. What? It was like east of, okay, it was east of Hawksness then.
Yeah, it was like straight, it was like 3/4 of a screen east. It was probably 1 or 2 tiles if you were in Hawksness away.
Never saw it. No, never, no way. Never saw it. So
meanwhile, Nimanva very, very easily takes down his Dragon Lord as well. Get some GG's out in chat for Nimanva. Might finish second tonight, but he's still alive. He's got game 3 coming up, so we'll see how that one comes.
Yeah, I'm dead, I guess. Yeah, that was my second attempt, and I lost both races by a small margin, both of them. Yesterday was tighter. I just ended up dying in Sherlock, which made it look a little bit longer. But I'm really satisfied with how I played it. So I'm not leaving the tournament bitter. Angel, GG, you're a really, really scary player to go against. I played really good, I feel, in both races, and you ended up winning both. So good luck winning the tournament. I just need you to beat Slamu.
I'm playing on it, but no, like you played very well throughout the tournament. So it's like I would probably maybe take like an extra level here and there, but it's just like with you, it's like again, you're a very good player, so I just decide. Like today, like maybe I would take an extra level just to see, but I'm like, no, 14's go. We can't let it up here.
Yeah, you definitely acquitted yourself honorably in this tournament, Ziggy, and just getting this far alone says, a lot of things about your sheer skill.
I mean, I was just happy to get out of the group I was in. Anytime you get in a group with Diabetes and Coper and Archfield, and you finish first, you're just happy. So that was fun. And our streamer High Spirit is has nothing to prove as well, and I had to go through him to head to round of 8, and that wasn't easy either. So I'm happy with my tournament. Good luck with everybody. Metal, you're the only Canadian left now. You gotta hold the torch and the maple syrup jug.
I'd put my money on you before putting any money on me.
Oops. Well, you lost all the money then.
We'll do what we can.
Well, there we saw. Angel Perfect bitted the Dragon Lord, 151 HP, so a very low HP Dragon Lord. Never going to be unappreciated for sure. All right, well, GG Zizzy, any final words from Angel on your race, or as you're getting ready to move into the semifinals?
No, I really don't have much. Just thank you, DK. Thank you, Sneaky, for comment. Thank you, High Spirits, for doing the restream. Thank you, Beta. Thank you, Holly, for tracking. That's about it.
Yeah, you make our job a lot easier now. Thank you. And Metal, like we said, stay alive for Game 3. It looks like Nim is going to go ahead and pass on a interview tonight, but you guys got to get Game 3 scheduled, and I'm looking for another fun one. The first 2 races have been very interesting.
Yeah, it's always good races against Nim. He's I keep saying that he's like the perfect player to beat my kind of. I guess I'm more conservative and he's not. Hopefully, I'm not going to be as fraudulent in game 3, not make as many mistakes and still get away with it.
Yeah, that's half this game's about luck. So it's how you handle your luck and how you recover from little mistakes. And as you can see, you can absolutely pull off W's even if you have some minor early setbacks. So very nicely done. Any questions or anything from you, Sneaky, before we wrap it up?
Oh no, we're doing great here. I can't wait to see Game 3 between Metal and Nim. Other than that, I mean, let's we're gonna be kicking this over to Speed Gaming 2, where there is a Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide weekly race going on. So stay tuned for that. Until then, I am Sneaky the Lost. With me in the commentators booth has been DK. High Spirit's been doing the restream. Shihali and Omega Strip been doing the tracking, and we will see you